Hi, this is Guy Pearce. I'm sitting here with my friend Rob Pattinson, and we've been interviewed all day by journalists and we're sick of it. So we thought it was about time we interviewed each other instead for Yahoo. So Rob, I have a question for you.
Were you just reading a teleprompter which I couldn't see? That was so professional.
Thank you very much. So this is my first question to you, Rob. This is about the film that you're in called The Rover. Do you remember that experience?
Yeah.
So Ray's a very interesting character and your performance is great.
Oh, thanks.
It says here.
Thanks.
Did you base it on anyone or take inspiration from anywhere in particular for it?
I was inspired every day by you.
Thank you. It was me you're playing. How confusing.
Yeah. I mean, it was the script. It's really uncomfortable answering these questions.
For me, yes. I'm sorry, I won't look at you.
Yeah, it was the script,
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Well, but weren't there, or was it when you watched the film that you realised that there were some people you kind of knew in the character that you were playing?
There was a kid I used to babysit for, which who had his calves were too short, and he walked around in a funny way. And I thought about that consciously before when I was walking.
Do you still do babysitting?
Only when people's parents don't know I'm doing it.
Right. Okay. Do you have a question for me about babysitting?
Why is it always so hot in Australia with question mark, exclamation mark?
Well, it's not actually, because right now in Melbourne, where my wife is, it's freezing cold. It's like zero right now.
That's not a very thought-through question.
Is that what the question
Is that supposed to be my voice as well?
Could you do it in your own voice?
Why is it so hot?
Hang on, okay, I've got one for you. Is this for you? Your accent. Okay, this is about your accent. In
reality?
In reality, yes. Was there a key phrase that you would use to get the accent right? Was there a sort of a phrase or some words that you would sort of step into first in order to find that sound? If that makes sense.
There's I mean, I remember when, because I think at the beginning when we were doing the makeup test, I wanted to have missing teeth at the front, and then we ended up doing the dirty teeth, and then I was actually
were you going to take a tooth out? Were you going to do the Brad Pitt thing and snap
just smash my teeth
one off?
But I noticed at the beginning, if I moved my lips too much, it kept rubbing the makeup off in the makeup test,
right.
So I had to do that. And then it suddenly affected the acting.
It's funny that thing is that you'll make decisions about a prosthetic you wear or something. Yeah, this is a fantastic idea. It looks really great. And then you get on set and you start laughing and it pops off. You think, what a bad idea. I'm going to do this for 6 weeks.
I'm not laughing ever again.
No.
So you have to be like,
right. That's why you did that.
Yeah.
Just to stop the stuff coming off.
Yeah, I wanted to hide my teeth all the time.
I thought it was an excellent performance, but now I understand. All right. There's a scene in the movie with you singing, Don't Hate Me Because I'm Beautiful. Obviously, you sang this in the trailer every morning because you wanted us to all not hate you for being beautiful. No, I just made that bit up. It's an interesting choice, and I get the sense that you deal with... That's right, just to be clear about that. And I get the sense that you deal with this sort of thing in real life. Is that fair to say? You deal with what in real life?
Yeah, I do.
Don't hate just being hated because you're beautiful. Do you get hated because you're beautiful in real life?
I like to think that that's why people hate me.
Right. Really, why do people hate
me?
you?
They hate me because I'm just better than them and they're jealous.
Right, fair enough. Yeah, that's why I hate you.
I'm cooler.
Yeah, cooler, better looking.
Just an all-round better person. That's probably why they hate me so much.
Yeah.
But
you'll take the looks thing.
I'll take the looks. Yeah. My brain stopped working.
No, please, that's all right.
As a veteran actor, what's the one piece of advice you have for actors starting out their careers? Learn how to read.
learn your lines. Yeah. And learn how to read and have a backup career just in case. Don't put all your eggs in my basket. Jesus. What was your most abiding memory from the shoot? Or did you sustain any onset injuries? You could answer either of those two questions. I'll give you... That's what journalists should do, shouldn't they? They should say, I'll ask you 2 questions and you can choose which one you want to answer.
Or mix them up.
Yeah. So which were your most abiding injuries? And did you sustain any memories?
Did you sustain any memories? Not sustain any memories at all.
Did you destroy any memories during the shoot, Rob?
I'm trying to think about injuring myself. I don't think I got injured.
I think I smacked the back of your head against that car door on the first day, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Just to remind you who's the boss. Just to say,
welcome
to Australia. Have a
You
good
got really
time.
sunburnt. I remember you getting sunburnt.
Oh, because I fell asleep by the pool. That's right. We had a pool in Lee Creek and I fell asleep. I thought I was under the netting, but clearly that netting doesn't work so well.
Why isn't it bad?
Are there injuries? Did you get any injuries?
I did like Scoot's.
Liver poisoning, I think you mean.
Yeah. I like Scoot turning up when Scoot disappeared and turning up on like, into the pub on a horse. It's like,
right.
How did you find a horse? Like, I just found it. It's tied up. So you just stole someone's horse.
Their horse.
So take the horse back.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It gets pretty nutty out there, doesn't it? Like, I think, too, in that period of time, you know, all sort of sharing
I think a lot of
hotel rooms.
A lot of the stuff that Scoot did, a lot of memories from like him climbing through the bar stool. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but do you remember when I parked my vehicle at the front of his unit so he couldn't get trapped him in there? I don't think he cared. He just looked through the curtain. He went, "Oh yeah, whatever. I'm going to bed." Anyway, this is the nutty stuff that happens towards the end of a shoot. What other questions have you got there? What's your favourite film of mine, Rob? Out of all my films that you watch every day, which is your favourite? Do you think?
Well, I like your performances in film.
Like your older stuff.
No, I mean, well,
more than the film themselves.
Because there are elements. I always like elements. Like I really like the gunfight at the end. The end of LA Confidential, I think, is one of the greatest gunfights in movie history. I really like hearing Lawless, and the more I see that movie, the more I like it as well. I've seen it like 3 times.
Right. And so not as many as the Lego, not as many times.
It's getting up to Lego movie.
Right. Rob's favourite movie at the moment is the Lego movie.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
I could, and
12 Years a Slave. Did you think I was good in that? You thought it was Chiwetel Ejiofor, didn't you?
I was like, wow.
It is funny when I've had people come to me going, "Oh my God, I loved you in Strictly Ballroom," and I go, "No, that wasn't me." And they go, "Yeah, it was. It was really great." I'm telling you, seriously, I wasn't.
Someone was telling me the other day, saying like, "Oh, you just worked with James Franco." I was like, "No, I haven't."
And people say, "I know your brother,"
but I realised I actually have worked with him. That's like the last movie I did.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. That poor person's going to be so confused.
Literally the last thing I did. But
what about vice versa?
Favourite films of Rob's? I've only seen one of Rob's. Water for Elephants. I keep going to say Like Water for Chocolate. Yeah. I have to stop myself every time. I love that film, Like Water for Elephants.
That happened on every single interview in the press junket. Everyone called it that.
Water for Chocolate.
Like Water for Chocolate, or there's another thing.
Elephants.
The Elephant Man.
Water for Elephant Man.
Water for the Elephant Man.
In the movie,
chocolates for the Elephant
Man.
In the
movie, did you bring water to the Elephant Man? How did you find working with an elephant?
What other thing? Jesus Christ! What animal? Why am I reading the end of the sentence first? I actually prefer my question. What animal are most Australian people most afraid of?
The tourist. I think. I think so. I don't know. What animal are most Australian people?
Actually, what is the Australian animal people should be most afraid of on set? But I like
on set.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say sharks, but there's not many of those on set. Probably spiders. Yeah, because they're sneaky. We had a funny night.
Just eat it. Eat it. Don't ask.
We had this spider. We were filming the campfire scene where Rob's telling me the story, and this spider ran across, and of course about 10 of us jumped up in the air because you just never quite know what sort of spider it is. So we're all a little bit panicked, and that all sort of calmed down. And then we carried on with the scene, and then there was a breeze, and this bit of paper just gently sort of rolled across the ground, and Rob jumped up like it was a huntsman, tarantula or something. I think the fear was already set in.
Deeply set in.
Yes. Yeah. Have we got any more questions?
I just have a very stereotypical image of Brits abroad. I want to phrase it better.
Go on then. Hit me with it.
Yeah, go on. You
I think I've said them all.
Okay, I'll do this one.
I know, you've made some really interesting films recently. Were they deliberately chosen to distance yourself from your franchise roots? I know the answer to that, anyway.
Distance.
Consciously distance yourself from your franchise roots?
I love the fact that I have franchise roots. That's really cool. Franchise root. I have a franchise root in a Burger King. I was actually born in a Burger King.
If I possibly can.
I have a bunch of franchise roots. I'd like to keep...
Well, you don't deliberately choose films just to get away from those roots.
No, I generally choose because it's the only jobs I get.
Right.
Like, and
that's you're just an opportunist. You just take the best you can find.
Yeah, I mean, I had, it's basically, yeah. I mean, pretty much the jobs I did after Twilight are just the jobs I got offered. Yeah. And I just happened to get, like, kind of auteur jobs.
Well, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have for you, Rob. I don't have any more questions.
Oh, I've got one more for you.
What have you got there?
Many people in the UK will know you as Mike from Neighbours.
30 years on.
Do you ever have barbecues? Jesus, with Kylie and Jason around town?
I haven't had a barbecue with Kylie and Jason, I think, for a long time. Although I did have breakfast with Kylie recently. In fact, you were there. Well, you weren't there for breakfast, but when we were in Cannes, I bumped into Kylie, which was the first time we'd seen each other in about 17 years.
That's crazy.
I looked considerably older. She hasn't changed a bit.
I know. Speaking of which, have you seen her on the cover of GQ?
No. She's looking rather hot.
She's looking rather tasty.
Right. Well, I must check it out.